And then ultimately, ultra-fast, ultra-intelligent machines, robots, virtual entities. This is why we, people, to some extent, are really not quite necessary anymore. They don't need us. They don't need human societies organized around free labor, free enterprise, ingenuity, human creativity. There's something called the robopocalypse. It's not the Terminator coming to kill you. It's just the Terminator coming to take your job away. That's real. Now, you know, people will say, well, yeah, we've been worried about this forever, and there's always new jobs coming online. True. True. It's not like there are no new jobs in these fields. But do they really replace all the old jobs? In the US, I think the largest single profession is that of truck driver or driver. What's going to happen to these guys and women when Google Drive takes their jobs? You know, seriously, they're not all college educated. Most of them aren't. What are they going to do? What are you going to do with a whole population of people where there's nothing for them? All right? So there's a large, increasingly growing population that really will be truly, literally expendable. What's the goal for the people at the top? The same that it's always been. Genetic superiority, which they're going to get through CRISPR, because they can afford it, you know, and their kids and their grandchildren will be smarter, stronger, faster, like the bionic man, more immune to diseases than the kids of other less wealthy people, undoubtedly. Unbounded luxury, of course, they all want that. And especially immortality. You know they want it. They're going to get it, or at least to some extent. And I'm sure they're going to live a completely freakish life, because the fact is you're not supposed to be immortal. That's a quick way to go insane. They're going to go insane. They think this is a good thing. It's not a good thing. But the fact is they're trying to move toward it. They think it's wonderful, because no one wants to die. And they're going to go for it. We'll see what kind of twisted version of future humanity results from that. I developed this little chart some time ago. I always think about, like, who owns what in this world. It's hard to know who owns what. Try to find out sometime. Go look at, like, who owns the major stock of all the major corporations in the world and all the intertwining directorates. And I talked with Catherine Fitz about this just the other day. It's basically, I think, impossible to get a list of the truly top wealth, like, owners in this world. I mean, Forbes magazine, sorry, but I'm not taking that. You know, the real wealth, I think, is hidden. But however you look at it, you've got the tiniest percentage of people. What was the last update on this? I think the top 8 people, the top 6 people in the world, had as much wealth as the bottom 50% of humanity. I think it's the top 8 people. The number keeps going down. The top 1% of wealth owners worldwide own roughly 50% of all wealth. And so it goes. So basically what you have are 4 classes of human beings on this planet. Owners, managers, worker bees, and expendables. Where's the line? Here's the line for the expendables. It's somewhere in there. I unfortunately erased it. I didn't mean to. But you get the idea. And that number, and the expendables, it's not that I think people are expendable. I don't. But in terms of today's civilization, there are a growing number, I think, who are entering this world, entering the workforce without any real skills whatsoever. Barely able to read, do math. What are they going to do? So there's a world that's just passing them by. And that's not a good thing. Not a good thing. And then you've got, allow me please to go down this road a little bit with you. I think we can do this. A debasing of our soul. This is what our modern culture is doing. And it's not that we don't want freedom of expression, but there's something insidious happening to our world where this type of imagery becomes part of our popular culture. And it's not just Gaga, it's everywhere. I mean, the music industry is probably most replete with this type of debasement, but you see it everywhere in sexualized, trivial, and fantasy-based environment that's all around us now. Everything's fantasy. The movies are all about fantasy. Nothing really gets you into the reality anymore, not in our popular culture. And particularly with gaming and virtual reality, which is, I mean, I'm terrified to think of what next generation virtual reality gaming is going to be like, particularly 5G. It's probably going to fry your eyeballs as well as your brain. And a total entrainment and entrancement, probably, of the human mind. Guaranteed. So, in other words, and why is that important? Why does it matter that our souls are poisoned? Well, this is why. And I'm jumping ahead of myself here. So I'll come to that. So it's about the transformation of our culture to create a docile population, to create a confused population,